Hello everyone, this is Superman Barrow with B4 Club Therapy, Director of Human Performance Sciences. It all started with me when I was at college, University of Kentucky. My major was kinesiology, exercise science. I really didn't know what path I wanted to take, but the more courses I've taken in kinesiology, I realized I wanted to do something to help people. My junior year, I was introduced to athletic training class. And it was probably one of the coolest classes I've ever taken. And I thought I wanted to do athletes, so I went to the realm of athletic training. With that, I did some internships with University of Kentucky sports and just really fell in love with just what athletic training brought. They did help me get into an entry-level master's program called Shenandoah University in Winchester, Virginia. It first started when I went there. I knew if I wanted to be a certified athletic trainer that I wanted to be at the highest level possible. I knew my goal was to be professional setting or bust. I knew that it would take a lot of hard work, dedication, mental toughness, sacrifice, just putting hours in, trying to be the best athletic trainer I could be. Being at Shenandoah, it really taught me how to focus on studying, how to help people, how to do things, and gave me an opportunity to do one of my clinical rotations at Rutgers University, which started a path of me wanting to help people, wanting to be around the sports setting, wanting me to be around high performance activities. From Rutgers, it just showed me a plethora of resources to get me to the next level. From there, I did a short stint at University of Florida. I had a one-year contract at University of Florida back in 2009, football, and it was probably one of the coolest experience of my life. Being there with Tim Tebow, Joe Hayden, Aaron Hernandez, the Pouncey twins. They just came off a national championship, #1 team in the nation. I mean, we was always on TV. It was by far the coolest time. But there, did some selfish things and got released 3/4 way in the season and kind of had to reset my path. From there, I had an opportunity to get a second chance and get hired by a physical therapy clinic in Chicago called Athletico. Once they saw my background of all the sports I've worked with, they thought it was right to contact the head athletic trainer at Chicago Bears to see if I could be willing to help out with summer camp for Chicago Bears, since I had a lot of football experience. Once I took my talents to Chicago, it was an eye-opener to see that, wow, this is a possibility of me getting at this level. Being with the Chicago Bears for that summer camp just made me realize this is where I wanted to be. From there, just kept working hard, kept my head down, didn't say much, do what I was told, and then players started liking me, and then I was brought on as a seasonal intern, and from there I was brought on as outreach athletic trainer with the Chicago Bears. And the experience of seeing high quality performance all the time was just knew I wanted to be around it. 2014, I had the experience of seeing the Normatec recovery boots at hand. The Chicago Bears had hired a sports scientist, and she brought in the Normatec, and she had me get in the Normatec for the first time in 2014. And I would say it was probably the best feeling, refreshment of my legs possible. I just did a leg day the day before. I was sore. She had me get in the Normatec recovery boots, and that is where B4 Club Therapy came into my mind. 2014, as I was outreach athletic trainer for the Chicago Bears, I had an epiphany that maybe if I had a bunch of these boots and was not working with athletes but working with everyday people, whether you were performing, weekend warrior, or working at the office, or just wanted to move for golfing, or retired veteran who just wanted to move, I thought of you. I thought of maybe if I implement muscle recovery wherever I'm at, then more people will be excited about it. More of like a club, an atmosphere, just a way you can just hang out and don't let the rest of the world bother you. And it was that moment. It was, how can I get this started? I'm not a business guy. Never took a business class. Don't know how to be an entrepreneur. So I really thought that this was just a dream. Didn't know how to start it. So I just kept doing what I was doing. Maybe this is the path I'm taking, just be a part of the Chicago Bears, and that's it. But I also got introduced to Frederick Stretch Therapy in 2014. One of the Chicago Bears player, Martellus Bennett, one of our tight ends, had two Frederick Stretch therapists come to our training camp and start doing stretch therapy services on players. And players stopped getting massages and started getting stretched. And it was one of these things, and at first you were just laughing at people getting stretched, but the more you was around it, the more you saw people. We had athletes stop going to the training room. We had athletes start performing better. We even had coaches come in and say, is it me, or does these players have pep in their step? But nobody was seeing the stretch couple coming in every night, stretching the players. And then I was bold enough to talk to them and ask, like, what is this? And they pretty much told me this would help every human being hit their potential in movement and performance and functional mobility and muscle recovery. And it was one of those things where, what if I implement stretch therapy with the muscle recovery? Still in 2014, and then there was a higher calling. I got a phone call from a previous boss, Tim Bream, to join him at Penn State University. The funny part is I turned down the job. I told him no. I told him I had no idea what Penn State was at. Honestly, why the heck would I move from Chicago to middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania? Seeing on TV the Sandusky events, didn't want no part of it. But you know, talking to my family, it was pretty much saying, well, why don't you go down there and just check it out and tell him no in his face? And that was my intention of saying no to his face. But once I had my interview, I got flown down to State College. Still in my mind saying no, but having him talk to me about having young talent, young guys, and he wanted somebody with manual therapy skills. He wanted somebody that's been in the NFL before that could talk to these players, teach these players, hey, if you want to be the best, you got to do what the best does. You got to sacrifice. You got to commit. You got to do what it takes to be a champion. And he told me I could be a part of that. In my mind, it was maybe this is the opportunity for my career to boost. Maybe if I took a step down from the NFL setting, go to college, maybe I could be a head athletic trainer of a Power 5 school, or possibly try to go back to the NFL and try to be on staff there. So entrepreneurship was kind of on the back burner for me. But I would tell you my experience at Penn State University football pretty much made me realize I need to start B4 Club Therapy. Every year that happened, our team just kept getting better.
Side of 40. This is from 45, and it's blocked. Lions scoop it up. Brad Haley will score.
Players started gravitating towards me. Players started comrading me and asking me for what did it take to be great? What did so-and-so do? What did this guy do in the NFL? And it was something I knew I was good at. And then the manual therapy skills. I would do some active release techniques. And then my third season at Penn State, I decided to take a week off and take this course, Frederick Stretch Therapy course in Arizona. I took the course for 7 days, and it pretty much changed my world, how I did manual therapy treatment. It basically taught me that I don't need to be limited on some stuff. I need to open up and look at the whole body as a whole, because everything's connected. So when I got back that third season, I was pretty much doing Frederick Stretch Therapy on everybody. Any person I saw, they got on my table. And then more and more people started lining up to get on my table. Then it got to the point where I would actually have players come to my apartment on the weekends during their days off, so I could stretch them to get good at it, because I knew I had to hone into this craft that I was really good at.
Superman really helped me at Penn State by helping me to rehab from some injuries, things that had occurred on the field, to where I was able to get back on the field without missing any time. The other thing that Soup always did was he made me feel confident and safe, knowing that every time I did go out on the field, that I was as healthy as I could be, and that if something were to happen, I'd come right to the sidelines, get it wrapped up, taped up, and get back on the field again without missing any time. Soup, as far as his stretch knowledge goes, it really helped me to open up certain areas of my body, lower body, upper body, to be able to stay flexible and loose, and then be able to perform at my best, and not just become flexible, but become functionally flexible, to be able to be healthy and take some of the hits and still be able to bounce back and not sustain injury through that flexibility that he helped me gain.
And I knew that third season I was going to go and start B4 Club Therapy. When I won 2017 Support Staff of the Year, that's when I knew I had my aha moment of, what am I doing? Let me leave and start my company. And that's when B4 Club Therapy started. Didn't know where. I always thought I was going to go back to a big city. I did look in Pittsburgh, Raleigh, North Carolina. And my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, was from Bellwood, Pennsylvania, right outside of State College, closer to Altoona. Told me there might be opportunity in Altoona, and I laughed at her. It was, to me, it just didn't make any sense. But we took a chance, and we had an open room. We was at a gym and did some stuff. It was okay. Finally moved into a small room, and people started slowly coming. Then moved to my own office, and then it got to the point people were asking questions. People wanted to do what I was doing, and now we're in a bigger facility, doing what we want to do. And my goal is to keep growing. I would like to have multiple facilities, and I would love to showcase my talents to not only Blair County, but to the world. This was opportunity for me to pretty much hone in my craft and just do what I need to do here. There's no fear. I believe that I'm honing into my craft, and I'm only going to get better. And this kind of help. And our motto is, we specialize in injury prevention, muscle recovery, and functional mobility. We are a movement-based facility. We help you move better. Movement is medicine, but proper movement could be the cure. We don't have the luxury to do diagnostic testing. And mainly diagnostic testing, you're stable doing x-rays, MRIs, things like that. We want to do a movement-based analysis so we can see how you move, because most injuries happen when you're moving, not when you stabilize. So it doesn't make any sense to do a diagnostic test if you're not doing anything. So we try to implement movement, and that's what we do. Movement, stability, and that's our core values. That's what we do. We're here to serve you. We're here to bring unique services. We're here because we're passionate, and we're here to educate. The SOUP method, and that's what we try to do here at all of our facilities that we're trying to bring at B4 Club Therapy. But just wanted to kind of hone in and just give you guys what it's like and how it was started, B4 Club Therapy. No, it wasn't easy, but the process was great. I loved every journey, and the journey taught me lessons, and the goal is never quit. There was people, family, that didn't like the fact that I was leaving Penn State University football. I mean, that was the mecca of Central PA. My wife freaked out, my mother-in-law freaked out, but this was the best decision I made for myself and for everybody who gets treated by me. My goal is to help you. Our goal is to help you. It's nice having Noah around, do our functional mobility specialist, to do our body track pressure mat assessments, to do our functional movement screen assessments, to help with the consultations. It's nice having our intern Blaze kind of help with marketing to get the word out there to the world, not just Blair County. People know who we are in Blair County, but nobody knows who we are in the world, and we're trying to get our point across. So if you want any information or more details of what we do, please check out our website, www.b4clubtherapy.com, or give us a call at 814-889-1585. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Thank you, guys. Superman Barrow, Director of Human Performance Sciences.